Hello everyone, today we are going to listen to the story of the warm hand that held my leg while I was sleeping. We are going to have a good time. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Long story. This happened a few years ago now. I was in a hotel in York, UK for work, which had me there quite a bit at the time. The day was uneventful and I went to sleep as normal. The room. It was a regular modern hotel room. As you walk in, there's a short hallway, 3 meters, with the bathroom on the right and the bedroom opening up towards the right. The bed was placed perpendicular on the far right wall so that your feet are closest to the hall. Laying down, on the right, there's the window. On the left, there's the hall described above. The dream. In the dream, I was in a burning house. It wasn't my house, or any that I recognize. The fire was spreading, and I was trying to find my way out. At some point, I ended up going down these stairs and found myself in the basement. I remember noticing I felt the heat of the fire in my dream. It was a very vivid dream nightmare. I've had vivid nightmares like these, not fire-related, and they only occur when I really need to pee. When I really need to go while sleeping, I either have dreams of holding it and looking for a toilet until I wake up distressed from the dream and realize that I need to pee, or just distressing dreams of walking through places looking for something. Waking up. I woke up suddenly and very quickly realized it was a dream. I was laying on my back. I sighed a sigh of relief and turned my head to the right. I took some deep breaths to slow my heart rate and raised my left arm over my head, something I normally do when I wake up at night. After a few seconds, I realized I felt something on my left leg, shin close to the ankle. And as I lay there focusing on what I'm feeling, I realized it felt like a hand. A very hot hand. I immediately pulled my leg back and jumped out of the bed from the right side, by the window. I turned on the lights from the light switch on the side of the bed. At this point, I was sure there was someone in the room. If there was someone on the left side of the bed, under the bed, or at the bottom of the bed, they were between me and the door. I also didn't want to stand between them and the door if they wanted to just run. I put on the most menacing voice and shouted to get out of my room. Nothing. I repeated it. Still nothing. I then very slowly walked around the bed and checked around the corners. I had my fists clenched, ready to defend myself. I looked at the bottom side of the bed, but the bed frame was one of the box frames that reached the ground, so no one could hide underneath. At the point, I thought they had gone to the bathroom. I slowly make my way there, but nothing. I checked everywhere again, but there was no one. I was so confused. I was certain I felt a hand. I was so certain I could have bet my life on it. Immediate investigation. I calmed down and I checked my leg. There was nothing there, no signs or marks. The hand did feel very hot, but not burning hot. It didn't feel sharp or particularly painful. I thought about how my leg felt before and after, but it wasn't numb pins and needles or anything. I got dressed and went outside the hotel for a cigarette. I was still thinking about it, thinking about what it could be. I started thinking of the dream and how these vivid dreams normally are associated with real physical feelings I have. I eventually got to the paranormal. Could it be a spirit? Has something happened in this hotel? A fire? I went to reception and asked the receptionist if there has ever been a fire there. They looked at me weirdly and said no. I asked if anyone has reported anything weird happening at the hotel. They said no. In hindsight, they have probably posted on Reddit somewhere about this weird guest they had that asked them at 3 a.m. if there had been a fire at the hotel. Additional information. I am of a paranormal agnostic. I don't believe in a lot of the stuff, and I still have to find concrete evidence of any interaction with the other world. That being said, I don't discount the possibility that it might be there. I've had other paranormal events, but I've subsequently debunked, e.g., I saw the shadow of someone on another road at night cycling, but went back and confirmed it was my shadow from the headlights of passing cars creating an elusive behavior. Or the time I was walking by a playground and I saw a swing swinging by itself with no one in sight. And upon investigating, those were the best bearings I've seen. One push and the swing keeps going. Funny enough, I had to investigate this one the day after, as when I wanted to check it out at night when we first saw it, my girlfriend pulled me away and said, "This is how horror movies start." All of this to say, paranormal activity is not on my mind constantly. It's not some thing I want or seek. I've never had any unexplained phenomena before then or since. I can't remember which hotel it was. As I said, this happened a few years ago, probably 4 to 5 years ago. If our investigation really goes down this route, I can probably dig through my email to find out a list of all the hotels I've been to in York. It will probably be around 6. I checked online at the time, but there was no mention of any fires at that hotel. I tried to find any info on what was there before the hotel, but I couldn't find anything. I guess there was nothing controversial about it. With the city being built in 71 AD, anything could have happened. This has been popping up in my mind every now and again since it happened. What's bothering me a lot is that I cannot explain it, not from a psychological, physiological way, nor from a paranormal way. I considered this being sleep paralysis, but I definitely wasn't paralyzed when this happened.